Greetings, writers. It's Mr. Hebda from the Lackawanna College Writing Center, and today I'd like to share with you some tips to help you format an APA-style title page using Google Docs. Alright, so first off, log into Google Docs and open up a blank untitled document. Here we want to make sure that we set up our font and size to fit one of the many standards that we went over in a previous video that are acceptable for APA. APA has a wide variety of different fonts and sizes that are acceptable. I'm going to go with Times New Roman 12-point font here because that's a standard, just for example purposes. And we need to make sure that our text for the title page is aligned to the center. So you click this alignment button, drop-down window will come up, and you hit Center Align. There you go. Before we go any further, let's make sure that everything is double spaced. So you hit Format, a drop-down window will pop up, and you go to Line Spacing. Follow that over. You don't need to click anything. Just hover over it and hit Double. That's it. That should do it. That should be what you need. All right, so now we're all set up for most of what we need on our title page. But before we get any further, I want to address the very thorny topic of page numbers and running heads in APA style. So in order to insert a page number in Google Docs, we go to the Insert button and click on that. We have a drop-down menu that appears that includes page numbers down toward the bottom. Hover on that and then follow it over and pick the option that has the page number in the top right corner of the page. That's the style that is APA standard. And what's convenient about Google Docs here is, unlike in Microsoft Word, the font and size are already the same as the ones you've already set up. So that's really convenient. And for all intents and purposes, this is all that's required for an APA student-style paper. You don't need to include anything else other than just the page number in the heading, or in the header, I should say. However, your instructor may ask you to do something more like a professional paper, and that would be including a running head or running header, which is a shortened version of your essay title in all capital letters, but it needs to be less than 50 characters in length. So what that means is that it can't be any more than 50 letters and spaces combined. Now, in Word, you can just highlight the section you want to get a word count on, and then go over to, say, in Google Docs, the equivalent is Tools and Word Count. But unfortunately, Google Docs doesn't give you that option. So you'll have to just manually count it here, sadly. The next problem we run into is that APA requires that the title goes on the left side of the header while the page number stays on the right. So in order to have that formatting option work, we need to make sure our cursor is flashing here between the page number and the title. Then go directly up from there to the ruler. You can right or left click and a drop-down menu will appear. You want to go to Add Right Tab Stop. Click on that. All right. Next, press the Tab key on your keyboard. And then boom, there it is. You are all set up. You've got your title on the left side, and you've got your page number on the right within 1-inch margins. That's APA standard. You're good to go. So everything else from here is pretty straightforward. We're going to click out of the header, and now we're going to add our identification information that's used in the title page. So according to Purdue OWL, and they're a great source, by the way, we would space down 3 to 4 times before putting in our essay title. So we're going to hit the Enter key once, twice, 3 times, a fourth time, and then on the fifth time we'll put in, just for example here, essay title. All right? Then we add another space, and then that's where we add in our student name. Now, before we go any further, we want to make sure that we bold the essay title. So you highlight the text and hit bold up here in the top. In APA, they like a bold title on the title page. So we can continue from here. After the student name, you would include under no more extra spaces. So this is just one double space down. We would include our department. So say we're taking a psychology class in the psychology department. And then we add our institution. So we're at Lackawanna College, right? Then we'll space down and we add our course code. So say we're in Psychology 105 AD, whoops, capitalize that, Introduction to Psychology. All right. Then you put in your instructor's name. And lastly, the due date. And this, unlike MLA, the due date should be in a month, day, year format. So say the due date is April 11, 2021. It would look just like that. And that's it. That's all you need to make an APA style title page using Google Docs. All right, I'd like to wrap up by giving credit to Purdue OWL for their great information from their sample paper here. I recommend checking out this source yourself if you want to learn more about APA. And I'd also like to add in a quick pitch for the Lackawanna College Writing Center YouTube channel, where we'll be adding more APA videos to come, but there's also lots of other great helpful videos on writing topics here too for you to check out. As always, you can feel free to make an appointment at the Writing Center too. We're always here to see you succeed. So keep up the great work, writers. Mr. Hebda out.